So today is the first day of summer. We are officially in the season that Horror Nights opening night will occur.
Look at that. Which is also officially the season that our last episode aired. Happy Halloween. My name is Dakota.
I'm Lauren.
And welcome to the Horror Nights Gauntlet, a show where we are, we haven't really ranked Halloween anything in a long time.
At least a year.
At least. We talk about Halloween Horror Nights, and I feel like if anything, we're known for really long hiatuses, really long breaks, unexpected and surprise episodes. Actually, I did tease this one. People thought it was a Stranger Things 4 leak. It's
not yet.
Not yet. Well, I mean, it leaked. So, we realize we've been gone for a billion years. Life, we're in our 30s. This is a hobby. This does not make us money, but it's fun. So we're back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We talk about Halloween Horror Nights. Sometimes we rank things. Who knows what we're going to be doing going forward. So, with that in mind, it has been 8 billion years since we posted an episode, which means we have missed
a lot.
Like four announcements. We were doing really good with Special Report, and typically I would say this is an episode of Special Report, but it's kind of not, because it's gonna be long as shit.
It is gonna be long. We've got a lot to catch up on, so with all that said, let's move into the first announcement that Universal made last year on the closing night of Horror Nights when they announced the Chucky house.
So, Chucky. We filmed an episode.
We did film an entire episode.
We filmed a whole announcement for this.
Don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, it's in a hard drive somewhere.
But we're here. We're going to talk about it again.
We're going to talk about it again. We are going to talk about it again. So Chucky was announced October 31st, 2022, last year. Oh, that was closing night of the event. That was like the big surprise.
So it is going to be based on the sci-fi series Chucky.
Yes. So, do you want to read the description?
Is there a description?
Yes.
So it is an all-new haunted house inspired by the USA and sci-fi hit series Chucky. Lots of information there.
Ton of information there. Lots to be gleaned from that. Have you watched the show?
I've watched most of season 1.
I've watched season 1. I have not started season 2.
I haven't started season 2. I need to get back into it. It's just life.
I was really enjoying it. Like I
really liked it as well. Like there are some really cool like death scenes in the show that I will be excited to potentially see in a house. So
I guess for me it's like I want, like, if I'm gonna get a Chucky haunted house, like I want Chucky 2, I want Chucky 3, I want like
camp.
I want camp. I mean the show's camp. It's not as camp as like Bride of Chucky.
Seed of Chucky.
I mean, Chucky's always kind of been camp and has always skirted the edges of camp. So I guess that's kind of what I'm hoping for from this is a lot of camp. I mean, if there was gonna be like Easter eggs, is there like a particular movie you would want to see or that you guys would want to see? Let us know down below.
I don't know.
I guess we need to watch season 2. I think it's set in like an orphanage. I don't know. I want like a ridiculous setting for a Chucky house, I guess.
Yeah, I really like the toy factory in the second one.
Yeah.
That would be a fun little.
I definitely need a whole room of like Tiffany at least.
Oh yeah.
Tiffany is
great.
Iconic, Jennifer Tilly. Like I need all of that from this. And I don't know that we're going to get that, but it's definitely something I want. I mean, I guess how do you feel?
I'm excited. I haven't done a Chucky house at Horror Nights. I've only experienced the Scare Zone back in 2018. Yeah.
Revenge of Chucky. What I loved about the Scare Zone was that it kind of took all the best elements of the haunted house from 2009, Chucky Friends to the End, and like kind of expanded that into a street where you could have like kind of one-on-one encounters. What I loved about those zones is like I'm scared not gonna be present in the house.
Like a barker.
Not even just like, maybe we'll get a barker. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be fun.
You know, we have no idea. Like, I mean, I could see a barker or Chucky at like the entrance of the house.
Like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, that would work.
Mm-hmm.
My concern. Okay, so like the thing that I loved about the original Chucky house was that it was like an original, like a Horror Nights original house. It was basically like a toy hell kind of concept. Like, you went into the Good Guys doll factory. The boxes kept getting bigger, so you felt like you were getting smaller, and then every room was like a different classic children's toy that had been kind of twisted and perverted into like something ridiculous. So like there was a barrel of monkey scene, and it was like these big pink gorillas with like hooks for arms, and like they kind of, you know, in the Scare Zone they would take a concept like that and kind of adapt it into a new way. So I really liked that element. I feel more involved in the IP when I feel like it's my unique experience.
Yeah. I instead of just walking through like a storybook. I'm actually think it might be higher up on my hype list, but I have to finish watching the series first because that could change depending on how I feel about the series. So once I get caught up, I'll let you know.
Good work. Yeah. Chucky. He's finally gonna justify his place on the merchandise. So then we had a little bit of a hiatus in terms of Halloween Horror Nights news. But something I felt like this was worth talking about because it's like Horror Nights adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the Universal Horror Las Vegas attraction, which was announced January 11th of 2023. So this was described as a new immersive Universal horror experience. It's going to be opening in Area 15.
So it says it's a variety of unique, immersive, fantastic, horror-centric experiences that surround high-energy food and beverage spaces by day, turned haunting bars and eateries by night. The space will also feature a continuously updated experience, must-see seasonal events, and one-of-a-kind merchandise. The new Universal experience is an innovative, creative complement to Area 15's roots in experimental art and entertainment.
Area 15, have you heard of that?
I have not heard of that.
It's a entertainment complex that's like, have you heard of Meow Wolf? So Meow Wolf's really cool. Meow Wolf is an immersive, I don't want to say theater experience, because they basically set up little pop-ups around the country, and they have this sort of like surrealist, experimental, like highly camp, psychedelic kind of vibe about them. And like, so Area 15 has the Meow Wolf attraction Omega Mart, which when you go in, it just looks like a supermarket, like a classic supermarket. But then you start looking at the products on the shelves, and it's like a jar of fingernails, like weird shit, right? And so you go to the coolers, and if you open one of them, you'll realize it's actually a door, and you can go in, and there's like this whole like weird alien surrealist like place hidden in it. A lot of the staff who works there kind of is in character and like kind of creates this immersive experience. And so Universal putting an attraction kind of into that area makes sense to me. And so there's a lot of like weird themed dining, and like, I don't know, it kind of has like a little bit of a festival vibe. It's really cool. And I think this is a interesting kind of thing to put there. So, I mean, it sounds really cool. I mean, it's not a lot to base it on, but they also gave us like a pretty cool piece of concept art of like a spooky warehouse and a bunch of characters. One is very clearly Jack. And it you know, the rumor had been kind of floating around for a while that there was going to be an HHN Vegas, and no one really knew what that was going to be. Was that just going to be like one of the hotels is hosting like a couple haunted houses? Now we know it's a permanent attraction. I don't know, I'm really excited. There's quite a lot of rumors coming out about it.
Yeah, I'm really excited as well. I'll have to
that's fully worth booking a trip, in my opinion.
It is. I've never been to Vegas, so that'll be a first.
There's actually, there are a lot of rumors for this thing, but I mean, like, you know, they've all been talked about on the interwebs, but obviously take everything with a mountain of salt. So one rumor was stating that like there's possibly going to be an indoor scare zone, maybe up to like 3 haunted houses. This thing has like 110,000 square feet, so it's like a really big warehouse. So it can definitely fit a few attractions inside of it. Obviously, it says it's gonna have a restaurant and a bar and a store. We were hearing that like this store should like probably feel like, you know, a permanent year-round tribute store, which I mean, like that
makes sense.
That makes sense. Then the rumor that really caught my attention was that this could possibly recycle haunted houses from HHN Hollywood and HHN Orlando. Like when we finish a season, like we might send them pieces from our haunted house for them to rebuild it in Vegas. So if that's true, I mean, that would kind of like indicate that they plan on rotating out haunted houses.
Mm-hmm. And that would be exciting to be able to experience those houses again, or if you weren't able to make it to the event that year, to experience it for like the first time.
What house would you want to like imagine this thing is opening and like they, you know, I'm assuming they're going to open it with at least one house from this. Like what is the haunted house you would want like to represent like the Halloween Horror Nights brand for the Vegas market?
Bride of Frankenstein.
That's not bad, especially because it gives you the classic monster.
So you got the classic Universal monster, and then it actually has more of a story than Universal monsters, even though I liked that house more. Bride of Frankenstein has this new story that's going to be more, I think, intriguing to newcomers.
I could even see both.
Yeah, I could see.
I mean, we don't know. But I could see like a mix of Universal monsters and maybe like 25 years are icons.
I don't see them not using Universal monsters.
Yeah, I don't see them not using monsters. Obviously, there's going to be IPs. Like, there's going to be IPs. Yeah, I definitely think monsters is like the obvious IP choice. I think if they do bring in other IPs, it will always be Universal IPs. I don't think this thing is going to be branded as like Halloween Horror Nights. I think it's going to be branded as like Universal Horror or something, you know?
Okay, so maybe then Psycho?
Halloween, obviously. Chucky. I definitely see it being like that kind of a vibe. Definitely classic monsters. But then the other big rumor is that in the fall season, they would host their own Halloween Horror Nights event. So it'd be HHN Vegas. The rumor for that was basically saying like they could feasibly within this new, because it's not just the Horror Nights thing. Area 15 is expanding by like 20 acres. I mean, that's for a lot of dining and other things, but like
that's
there's a rumor that like they could feasibly like this could expand outside of the warehouse. It's all rumors. Probably not. Maybe in a couple of years after it opens.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely, you have to see how it performs before you're making all those.
Yeah.
So what like Orlando houses would you guys like to see if you could just pop it over there?
Yeah, like if something was gonna represent the event, you know, let us know down below in the comments. We're trying to be better about that. We're gonna ask questions now. We're gonna be better at YouTube.
Maybe.
Debatable. The event, so Universal that day, they did also announce another theme park that's going to be opening in Frisco, Texas. We're not really going to talk about that. This is a Halloween Horror Nights show. If you want to hear my thoughts on it, I actually talked about all of these things once already on Grim Grinning Hosts podcast. Good buddies. If you know, give them a listen. If you know of us, it's probably because you know of them. So, but if you haven't heard it, you know, their January 12th episode, check that out. You can hear all about Universal Frisco and what we think about it.
I can't afford to go cross country every single year.
I mean, at least like you could like, if you did, you could literally like fly to Vegas.
Well,
it's a 4-hour drive to LA.
Usually you have a layover in Vegas anyway.
Yeah,
so...
you know, like you know, just plan that layover to be one night, and then hit Hollywood, and then just like fly back to Orlando. I love how we had a bunch of shit to say about HHN Vegas, but we never have shit to say about Hollywood. So we had, you know, I love the community. We love to act like we had a dry season, or we kind of did. But March 23rd, there was another announcement. That was only 2 months later, baby. Kinda like 2.5, and it was just tickets. There was a shirt. It was ugly as sin.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah. I smelled the candle. I liked the candle.
I haven't.
It doesn't smell like fog.
I don't think I've been to Universal since then.
Really?
For your birthday.
I think I've only been once.
Bad Universal.
We're bad. It's been a weird year, dude. I don't know. We'll go soon.
I think it's hard because we work Monday through Friday now, and so like going on the weekend is just
Going on the weekend is like
mobbed,
God.
and it's like
and it's also like going on the weekend is like, well, that's half of my weekend. And so the other half is going to be doing errands, so I'm not going to get to relax at all. It sucks. God, your 30s, you just like going to a theme park just sounds stressful. It doesn't even sound fun anymore. I hate that.
It's fun when you're there.
It's fun when you're there, and then like the rest of the weekend you're just paying for it. And you're also just paying. God. Speaking of paying, tickets went on sale.
That's when I decided I needed to start saving money heavily if I wanted to go to Horror Nights this year.
I don't want to think about my debt to income ratio.
Stop. Just talk about the ticket.
So, the tickets, they're on sale. No multi-night net yet, so we haven't heard anything about Frequent Fear. But I think, what was it? RIP Tours and Unmasking the Horror went up for sale. Unmasking the Horror and RIP Tours went up for sale. They also announced the dates for the event, which you all fucking know by now because it's June. But we're going to tell you anyway, and we're going to pretend that we're reacting even though we've known. September 1st and 3rd is opening weekend through October 31st. I'm getting really sick of these motherfucking Halloween closing nights. Days. I'm so sick of it. I'm tired of it. Can we just close on like the first weekend of November? I have plans on Halloween. I want to do something other than I feel like I spend my whole season at Universal like, let me go to a bar. Fuck. I want to go to a Halloween party. God damn it.
But not a wedding. Oh my God. Do not listen. I'm saying this because I have multiple friends and family members who have done this. I do not want to go to your motherfucking Halloween or October wedding. I don't care that you're spooky. I don't want you to co-opt a second of my haunt season. Love you. Tell us how you really feel, Dakota.
Did we ask the question?
Did you ask the question?
Have you guys bought your tickets yet? Let us know down below. Are you getting Frequent Fear? Are you getting Rush of Fear? What are you doing? Are you doing a tour? We've never done an Unmasking the Horror tour, and I hate that.
Yeah, we haven't.
I want to do character dining really bad. Have you guys done it? Have you done a tour? Have you done a tour? Have you done a tour? Have you done a tour?
Oh.
Have you done a tour? Have you done a tour?
Hey Chris, have you done a tour?
Have you done a tour?
Literally, I have not done a tour.
She hasn't done a tour, honey.
Have you done a tour?
Have you done a tour, baby?
Have you done a tour out?
Nor.
Okay.
Have not.
Check yourself.
Haven't done a fucking tour. Yeah, I haven't done a tour. Have you done a tour? I bet. So let us know down below, what kind of ticket are you getting? We usually get Frequent Fear. Last year we got Rush of Fear, and I liked being able to go on Saturdays, but it really depressed the shit out of me not going for most of October. I ended up buying like a single night ticket for closing fucking night on Halloween.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and like with Rush of Fear, I think I went like one Saturday that wasn't opening weekend, which would have been included in Frequent Fear anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, tickets, man. There were tickets. We're gonna buy them. We haven't bought them yet.
Because they're not out yet.
They not what we want. And so, that brings us to The Last of Us. This was announced June 15th. We have another house. We have another haunted house. It took, from October to June. Which, I mean, to be fair, that October one was really kind of an outlier. That's the earliest haunted house we've ever had announced. People are like, this is the latest they've ever waited. Listen, baby. Back in the day, we didn't get haunted houses announced until like August 25th. And then it was just all of them. So count yourself lucky. June is fine. Lauren, please do me the honor of reading the description for the people.
All right. Try to survive The Last of Us. Enter the overgrown and perilous world of Naughty Dog's video game in real life as you fight to survive and navigate your way through an abandoned Pittsburgh with Joel and Ellie.
Are you familiar with The Last of Us?
I know it's a video game that HBO recently made into a TV series. And that is about all I knew going into this announcement. And that it was zombies.
So listen, I fully recognize The Last of Us is a very popular thing. I think it's a little pretentious, but I had tried to play the game like 10 years ago when it came out, and it was like during the heat of the Walking Dead era, and I was just very like...
Burned out on zombies,
burned out on the rustic aesthetic, burned out on like the southern and all that, and burned out on like the... It's not a zombie story. This is highbrow art, and this is about the survivors and the people. I was just really over all of that, and I kind of carry that like on like a chip on my shoulder. Like, listen, this game isn't for me. I'm over it. I'm done. So I played the game, like last week. I finished it. I finished the DLC. I've played the game, and it's good. It's not clearing the Walking Dead simulator allegations, but it's good. I liked it. It is very Walking Dead. Yeah, so it's, it is basically The Walking Dead. I'm gonna be real with you, but it has like these really pretty mushroom zombies.
Yeah, I really like the character design or the monster design of the zombies. I think it's gorgeous.
We had a little bit more info. They confirmed that the house will be set in the Pittsburgh quarantine zone. And the Hotel Grand, which the hotel I thought was one of my favorite parts of the game. I don't know if you've gotten to that part of the show yet.
I have not. I just have watched episode 1 so far.
I have not watched the show at all, so I
don't play video games, but I do like the story of video games, so I will watch a playthrough before
That's fair.
The season starts.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just excited that we're getting a video game haunted house, honestly. Like, for all of whatever my feelings are about The Last of Us, honestly, I don't care about that. We get 10 haunted houses now. When I started going, we get 5. Like, I've still got a fucking smorgasbord of haunted houses coming, and I'm actually pretty excited about this. Like, I don't know, sometimes I get nostalgic for the Walking Dead houses. Not all of them, but like a couple of them. I'll like think back and I'm like, that one was kind of fun.
So I will say, I've only watched the first episode. I watched it like this morning, like 2 a.m. Like, woke up. I was like, let me watch that real quick. So I threw it on, and then I fell back asleep like 3:30, almost 4 a.m. Had the weirdest fucking zombie nightmare of my life. And I was like, I don't want to repeat that. But I am excited for the house now because I was like, I wasn't expecting it to affect me as much as it did.
I'm just looking forward to like the potential for more video games. Like, to me, this is, yes, we've had video games before, we've had Silent Hill in 2012. Did you do that one?
I did do that one.
But you didn't do Resident Evil?
No.
But, the Halloween Horror Nights of 2023 is a very different animal than the Halloween Horror Nights of 2012, of literally 10 years ago. So I'm excited. I'm excited that they actively chose to pursue the video game when there was a TV show in development. They could have gone through Warner Brothers and HBO. They worked with them before, but they actively sought out Sony and Naughty Dog to do this. So I think that's really cool. And I think that sets a really great precedent for the future, much the way that like The Weeknd kind of brought back music houses. I guess Rob Zombie kind of brought back the music thing, but The Weeknd brought it back as a haunted house. This to me feels a lot like that, in that like we're bringing something back into the rotation of like potential like future IPs, and like I don't know, I was thinking like we could see BioShock. That's got a Netflix movie coming out next year, and that's one of the most popular things people ask for. Or we could see Five Nights at Freddy's. God, I see that on like Twitter all the time. People want Five Nights at Freddy's, and we're getting a movie for that this year too. So like I think there's a lot of really exciting potential for the future.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for this house. And like I said, like I started watching a playthrough of the game as well today. So I'll get through that before the season starts, and we'll see if that hypes me up more or not.
We'll start a Twitch channel. We'll get you we'll get you the cat ear headphone. We'll have you play it. It'd be that thing where like you're walking
into the wall.
Into the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, the camera also is like backwards. Like nothing makes sense.
I've watched her play video games. It's a trip. I mean, on the topic of like video games at Halloween Horror Nights, I mean, Universal Japan is really good about it. They've done Resident Evil so many times, not just haunted houses, but they've done like shooting like attractions, which I mean, we've seen, that in Florida. We've not at Universal, but we've seen it at Hollow Scream. We've seen it on International Drive, but like with the fucking Resident Evil theme, like that's so cool. And like they do like video game themed events in the summer. They call it Universal Cool Japan, and they'll bring in like a big anime IP or a big like video game IP, and they'll do like all this special themed like food and merchandise, and then they'll have like stage shows, like 3D shows, and their Space Fantasy coaster, they'll do like a VR overlay. Like I know like one year they did like Final Fantasy, and they did like a whole Final Fantasy VR overlay of their ride. Like this is the direction that like hopefully the US parks have been paying attention to, and maybe we can start to see like exciting summer events that, I mean, it doesn't have to be video games, but like more. I feel like with the tribute stores and all these other things, we're moving in an exciting direction of video games.
And I feel like also with like Epic Universe coming into its own now, like that is gonna open up more opportunities as well.
Especially like to make sure people keep coming to the original parks. Yeah. So, but yeah, let us know down below, what would you guys like to see at the event in the future as far as video games go? Video game haunted houses, video game scare zones. I mean, are there any video games you want to see at the Animal Crossing? Animal Crossing. You've played Animal Crossing. And Animal Crossing Scare Zone. They've got like butterfly nets. The trigger, it's in Central Park, and they're like me, me, me. So we want to thank you guys for traveling back in time with us. I know it's been a hot fucking minute since we've had an episode. It's been a wild year, but we're back. We're doing the thing. New things on the horizon.
Well, I know that we need to do the 31 community review still.
Yes.
So I need to calculate those results.
So we need to calculate the results. And speaking of the 31 review, I don't know when it's going to be coming. It's definitely going to happen before 32 opens. But we do still need you guys' help.
If you want to join us in celebrating Horror Nights, we can show you the footage that you have filmed in the event, so that we can all experience it together.
Lauren is so much better at making this shit sound professional than me. But yeah, you can be floating above our heads somewhere with your little name, your little hatchet, whatever you want. We don't make money on this. We just want to share you. We just want to share the community. But yeah, you can email that to @catholiccoaster@gmail.com, or you can message us, one of us, on Twitter. And we incorporated a ton of it last season. I tried to use just about every single thing I got sent. Please feel free, and we will incorporate it into the review. We should have that up. I don't want to say soon, but we'll have it up before September 1st. Hopefully. Ideally. But yeah, that's not all. We're getting back into the swing of things. So with everything caught up, we should be, we're in the heat of announcement season. So we'll definitely have special reports coming. I don't know if we're going to do a proper hype episode. That was so much pressure to get that out, because it was only like 2 weeks. I don't know that we're going to do a community hype episode, because organizing all of that was so hard. I do think we'll still be doing a community review. Mm-hmm. I don't want to promise that we're going to do that drinking episode again, because that was crazy and insanely expensive. But I mean, like, realistically, we're probably still going to drink all the drinks. So maybe we will.
Well, maybe some of our friends will get different drinks than us.
I mean, they did. So... it took the whole weekend because we were fucking plastered like halfway. We were like,
I don't plan on drinking a lot this year.
I plan on drinking a lot opening weekend.
Opening weekend, yes.
So we're gonna have to shoot that whole episode in one night or one weekend. Yeah, there's content. There's content coming. Yeah, as far as the ranking episodes, who knows?
We were discussing that earlier, and there's a semblance of a plan, so that should be coming eventually.
Coming eventually.
That'll be the new tagline for this channel. Coming eventually.
Coming eventually. Question mark. So Lauren, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at LoloFrans. Haven't been very active since the season ended because the internet is horrible, but we're getting back into the swing of things, so I will probably be popping on there a lot more frequently.
You can also find me at Cathode Coaster on Instagram. I'm not very active on Instagram, I'm gonna be real. Twitter, it's a problem, honestly. But yeah, at Cathode Coaster, if you could please push subscribe, push that little bell, ring, ding, ding, ding. Help the channel out. It's been a long ass time, so the algorithm definitely doesn't know who the fuck we are anymore. And thank you guys so much. Once again, I've been Dakota.
I'm Lauren.
And thank you for watching the Horror Nights Gauntlet, only on Cathode Coaster.